Hey everyone, today's July 7th, 2019, and this is an update on the tank. Overall, the tank is doing well. It's about 10 months old now. I've had a few pitfalls these past few months that I want to tell you guys about. One of them is that I lost that green bubble tip anemone that I put in here. It was a little bit bleached when I first bought it, so it wasn't the healthiest specimen to begin with, but it lasted about a month before it perished. And around that same time, my rock flower anemone that was doing so well also perished. It just shriveled up and died. And I'm not sure if something that the bubble tip anemone was giving off as it was dying maybe, killed the rock flower, or perhaps it was the peppermint shrimp that I also added to the tank. Maybe the peppermint shrimp was picking at it. So although peppermint shrimp are supposed to be reef safe, I have read some reports online of reefers finding that peppermint shrimp messed with their corals. So those are two sad updates with this tank. I do in the future want to get more rock flower anemones. I'm going to stay away from the bubble tip anemones though, but I do want to get some more rock flowers. Speaking of the peppermint shrimp, I went on vacation for about a week, and when I came back, he was gone. So I don't know what happened to him, if he died and the cleanup crew took care of him, but he seemed really healthy and active and pretty extroverted for the peppermint shrimp. He would always be right there front and center hanging out. But yeah, I came back from vacation and he was gone, no trace. I've turkey basted the aquascape to see if maybe he's hiding in there, and I can find no trace of him. So that was pretty sad as well. So I still have my yellow Watchman goby in here. You can see him in the corner. He's doing really well. When I bought him, he was quite pale, and now that he's gotten older and bigger, he's more yellow and vibrant. The clownfish are doing well. Ophelia, the bigger fish, she's definitely growing much bigger than her counterpart there, Homer. So I'm sure she's going to be the female and Homer will be the male. The frog spawn is doing really well. The frog spawn doesn't seem to mind that the clowns like to swim in it. So if you guys recall, I had to take out some Duncans from this tank because the clowns would not leave it alone, and they would retract and not come out. So I had to rehome them. And I put this in there, and even though the clownfish love it, the frog spawn doesn't seem to mind. So that's a plus. I have a few little mushrooms in this back corner. The two green hairy mushrooms are growing really well. I have this little rainbow Florida Recordia right there. It was initially towards the front of my tank, and it stayed really small, so I thought I'd try moving it to the back of the tank where there's less light to see if maybe that'll get it to grow a little bit more. And while I'm back here, you can see the speckles of coralline algae on the back of the tank. It's really pretty, kind of looks like stars. I have some more mushrooms up here. The front mushroom is overlapping with the back one there, so I'm gonna move one of them a little bit over so they're not overlapping. These are new. These are scrambled egg zoanthids. They're doing really well in the tank. They've grown a few new polyps since they've been in here. These are my rastas. I moved them up in the tank a bit, and they seem to like getting a little bit more light. Up here, these are also new. These are my Sunny D zoanthids. And these are my original zoanthids here, the Tangerine Dreams, the Michelangelos. The Michelangelos seem to be really, really slow growing. So other pitfalls I faced, I did have a little bit of green hairy algae in the front of the tank. So this tank is next to a window, and there was a little bit of sunlight coming through a crack between the curtain and the window, and I think that triggered the green hair algae to grow right here in the front. but that was easy enough to take care of. I just treated it with some peroxide. So that's it for now. Happy reefing, everyone.